If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture on gate analog electronics. So today we'll be solving from question number 71 onwards, 71, 72, 73, 74 and 75. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, in question number 71, what they are asking here, the input resistance Rin, that is Vx by Ix of the circuit, and the figure is, what will be the ratio of this one. Okay, so for that what you need, you see what is the current, that Ix, what will be the value of Ix. So let us first find that. So Ix is coming from here. Will there will be any current flowing through this? No current flows through this because this is infinite resistance. So current is here 0. So all Ix is going in this direction. So now you can think of what will be your Ix. So your Ix is nothing but Vx minus Vy by 1 mega. Vx minus Vy by 1 mega ohm. That is your Ix. So if you know this one, now you can apply KVL at anywhere. You can take a nodal and then you can find a relation between Vx and what will be the value of Vx Vy. You can find Vy in terms of Vx, then you put it there, you will find a ratio Vx by Ix. That is your required. Okay, so let me take KVL here. So if I take, because here KVL doesn't means any sense, so let me take KVL here, because now you come to voltage here, because it is Vx, so it is Vx. So this voltage is also Vx, so this voltage is also Vx. So this potential is at Vx, this potential is at Vx, because current is 0, no change in potential. So Vx, Vx, Vx. So if I take nodal now here, Vx, so what will be the nodal here? So Vx minus 0 by 10k plus Vx minus Vy by 100k is equal to 0. So directly you take kk, you can cancel 10 you can, so you can calculate what will be your Vx minus Vy. So Vx minus Vy will be equal to simply minus 10 Vx. So you can put it there directly. So your Ix is equal to, because I need Vx minus Vy, so minus 10 Vx divided by 1 into 10 to the power 6. So that means your Vx by Ix will be equal to, you can see what will be the value, minus 1 into 10 to the power 5 ohm, which is equal to minus 100 into 10 to the power 3, that is kilo ohm, which is your option B. Consider an inverting amplifier using an ideal operational amplifier shown in the figure. Designer wishes to realize the input resistance seen by the small signal sources to be as large as possible. So this input resistance should be as large as possible while keeping the voltage gain between this and this. The voltage gain should be between minus 10 to minus 25. The upper limit of the RF is, this is upper limit, you can think this is not RF is equal to. So you have to think the upper limit is given, that means RF can vary, RF can come down, it cannot go beyond 1 milli, but it can come down. The value of R1 should be, what should be the value of R1? So if you see this one, I always take nodal because there will be direct formula also RF by R1. I am not using that because I always prefer for nodal. So more nodal you take, more clear you will get day by day. So it is 0, so again it is 0, so I am doing without using that formula. There will be direct formula also for this because this is a standard RF by Rin minus RF by R1, you have done it. But you go by this, plus 0 minus V0 by RF, that is equal to 0. So your V0 is equal to minus RF by R1 of, sorry, V0 by B in, directly you take, so this is your gain. So this gain should be in between minus 25 to minus 10. So if you multiply by minus, so it will obviously change, sign will change. So it will be RF by R1 and then 10. It can be equal to also. Okay. Now you think one by one. One is given RF by R1, which should be greater than 10, and one is given RF by R1 should be less than 25. These two different conditions are given with you. Now if you check with this one, if you put RF equal to 1 mega, then accidentally you will find both the options C and D. So if you put RF equal to 1, let us take RF equal to 1 without doing any pressure on our mind. Thus let us calculate. So what will be your R1? R1 will be less than 100 kilo ohm. Okay, and here it will be, R1 will be, you can see what will be the value, R1 will be greater than equal to RF by 25. RF is 1 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 25. So which will implies R1 will be greater than 40 kilo ohm. So you can see both these options are there, 100 or, and you can now think also, because it is largest they are asking, so go by 100. But don't think that one, because the RF that we have just put the value, that is not the final value, because RF can change. That is only upper limit they have given. Now if you think here one by one, now which statements will give you proper answer? Proper answer means a clear picture of the scenario. So if you see this one, your RF by R1 here, it should be greater than 10. This was this here. So now if you take RF maximum value, maximum is 1 mega. So for maximum value you will set, because R1 will not change. One value you will get, that will be fixed. RF can change, RF can vary, but R1 will be fixed. Suppose you fixed a value R1, and what you have fixed here, 100 I have fixed here, and RF I have given 100. So it should be greater than 10. Now if I put, because RF it is maximum value, so RF can come down, RF cannot go. So if it come down, then the value will get reduced. So if I do for 10, suppose I have done for 10. What I have done, I have done, it is 100 kilo ohm, for 1 mega it is 10. Now because lower is fixed now 100, you have given 100 as answer. So if you reduce RF, then the value will not be at 10. It will come down, but your answer says that it should be greater than equal to 10. So that means this cannot be. You can think one more time. You can take any value. Suppose if you take R1 is fixed, suppose you have done it with 10k, that you have given it answer. Now RF can come down. Suppose 1 mega to it came 0.8 mega. So do you think it will be 10? No, because 1 mega it was 10. So 0.8 mega it will be less than 10. But you need greater than 10. So this one is not a correct answer. Now you come to this junction. This junction, what they are saying, RF by R1 should be less than 25. Now if I put the upper limit here, suppose if I put 1 mega. For 1 mega, because R1 is fixed. So if you put for 1 mega and R1 is your fix, 1 mega it is at 25. So if you come down, then it will be less than 25. It is satisfying this condition. So even if your RF come down also, this equation holds true. So there is no issue. So that means you can put it at 40, because RF will come down. RF maximum limit they have given. So it is the maximum possible case. So in that case, if it is equal to 25, that is okay. It cannot go beyond that. So RF cannot go beyond that. For less than that, it will be less than 25. You put 0.8 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 40k, you will see that it will be less than 25, satisfying this inequality. Inequality is holds true, but here it doesn't satisfy. So that's why 40 is the correct answer. So don't think that direct RF is given 1 mega, and don't go by that also. The largest, so you don't give the largest. You check once again, you put the value and check, because it is 1 mega, so you can slightly vary it. You vary it in lower direction, 0.8, 0.5, 0.6, you vary it, and then see which one is satisfied. This inequality will hold true if RF goes down, because then the value will go down. Then there is no problem if values go down. It can go below 25, there is no problem here. But here, if you give 100, then if your RF goes down, then this inequality doesn't hold. The relaxation oscillator made of using op-amp as shown in the figure, the supply voltage. Now it will say there are both direction. This is feedback. Here also, here also. This type of connections, if you see, it is nothing but the output will be mostly at that saturation levels, that is plus minus 12 volt. The output will be at plus 12 or at minus 12, and it will oscillate. How it will oscillate? Because capacitor get charged and discharged. So one time it will get charged, so this voltage will be greater than that, then the gain will be infinite, because the difference of this, you can think it of an open loop, and this is given to discharge path, for only for capacitor discharge path, this path, nothing as feedback. You don't think that it is at feedback. This for discharging path of capacitor. Sometime it will get charged, sometime it will get discharged. While charging, when it crosses a limit, then this potential will be more, then the output will be positive. When this potential is more, so accordingly it will change. Which one is more? It will get either plus 12 or minus 12. It will obviously go to saturation, because gain is open loop, gain is infinite. Even a small change in between these two voltages is there, so it will go to either plus 12 or minus 12. So accordingly, capacitor charges and discharges. So here if you see, if your output is going either plus 12 or minus 12, now they are asking to find potential at P here. So if it is at 12 volt, then which diode is plus, suppose it is at plus 12, suppose I am considering your V0 at plus 12 volt. So which diode will be forward biased? This diode will get forward biased, and this is the path. You saw V0 is here, so you see this is the path. So this is the complete path you can take. Consider this is V0 means from this, V0 means what? This is plus, there is a minus, that is grounded. So this is a V0, there is a supply of V0 you can think, and this is the return path. So this is your KVL. So in this KVL, here you have a V0 source and it is divided into two resistance, equal resistance, and voltage will be half. Voltage divided, simple voltage divided, 10 it will be divided half, so your Vp will be 6 volt. When it is plus 12, then it will be plus 6. When V0 is minus 12, then what will be? When it is minus 12, then the path changes. Then this is not the path. Then this diode will get forward biased now. Now this is the path. So again V0 will be divided in this ratio. What is the ratio? Total is 12 minus 12 into 10 by 12. So it is minus 10. So your voltage at P will be either at plus 6 or at minus 12, minus 10. So plus 6 or minus 10, that is your option A. So this type of circuit, when you say both are given feedback and there is a capacitor, this path is for capacitor charging and discharging, nothing else. Don't get confused, it will not a feedback. So it will be either at plus 12 or at minus 2. Open loop means it will be always at saturation. No feedback is there, that means op-amp is saturation, because open loop gain of the op-amp is infinite. Any change is there, it will drive it so high value that V0 will not go that high, because cutoff is at plus 12, so it will be at plus 12. So in 74, if you see, for the sinusoidal input voltage, the voltage output at the point P of the clamper circuit shown in the figure. Again you can see it is again either it will be at plus 12 or minus 12. You can think it of that way. Either it will be at plus 12 or minus 12. That will depend. Okay, if it is a feedback is there or not there, so it will depend. So if you want to find at plus 12 or minus 12, suppose let me take one by one. When it will be plus 12, when this is at higher potential than this. So if it is at higher potential, plus 12, this is greater than this, that means it is at negative half. You can take it plus, negative or positive, whatever. So because I am considering this is plus 12, when this will be plus 12, when this is negative, then this will be negative potential and this is at 0. This is at ground level 0 and this is at negative. So this is higher. This is higher means, because this is non-inverting, if this is higher, then this becomes positive. If this is higher, then this becomes negative. Okay. So this is greater than this, so it will be a positive 12. So if it is at positive 12, now you think what it will be. If it is a positive, this diode will be forward biased. Okay. Once this diode is forward biased, then this potential is at 0. So this potential is also at 0. This is at also 0. Okay. So this diode will forward biased. Once this diode gets forward biased, then what is the voltage of this one? Because it is forward biased, so you can think the drop will be, because there is a 0.7 in the figure also you can see. So the forward voltage drop is 0.7, so this is plus minus 0.7 volt. So this is from P to up to 0, that is ground level you can say, because this is ground. So P to 0. So what will be the voltage of Vp? It will not be plus 12, because now this is forward biased. So this drop will come between Vp and the ground. You search anywhere ground, between Vp and the ground. So ground is here, so ground is here, ground is here. So this is also grounded. So from Vp to ground it is plus 0.7. Okay, and because it is also grounded, no current will flow through this. Okay, so no current is flowing through this RL, and capacitor also get fully charged during this condition. So what will be my when it is at V0 during negative half cycle, when Vin is negative half cycle, then your output, that is Vp, is at fixed at 0.7. So from the option also you can say it is D, but let us conclude it, let us complete it. Okay. Now your capacitor is charged at this polarity. This is the polarity at which the capacitor is charged. Now suppose it is in positive half. Now in positive half, what will be? It will be plus, it will be minus. Now which one? Now you see what will be the potential at this one? This plus this, both this voltage will be added and this will be the potential. So you see this is the potential. So obviously this voltage will be more than this. Once this voltage is more than this, then this will drive to, output will drive to minus 12. Once this is minus 12, then this is reverse bias. So the voltage here, it will be at saturation level, not at 0.7. What it 0.7 was, it was supposed to go to 12, but because this diode is forward bias, so the drop remained fixed at 0.7. It can be below 12, it cannot go outside 12. It can be well below 12, there is no problem. That's why it has remained at 0.7. But here at minus 12, the output is minus 12, it is coming here, and the diode is also reverse bias. Okay, if the diode is reverse bias, that means it will stand at minus 12 because this drop will not come. Whatever the saturation voltage I am getting, so Vp will remain at that voltage. So Vp will be at minus 12. So this voltage will be at minus 12, you can see. Now what will happen to capacitor? Once it is at positive half going, then after that it will start reducing. Once it starts reducing, then the capacitor discharge through this resistance, and it is ready for next cycle. Next again negative, it will go to charge. Getting it? So up to this much it is okay, then it starts discharging along this path, because this is reverse bias, this path is open now. Now in question number 75, what they are asking, the circuit shown in the figure is a current source or voltage source they are asking. So for that we need to calculate, again KVL, KCL we need to take. So you take what will be this voltage here, what will be this voltage, suppose this is X and this is suppose Y. So how much voltage load is getting, and this is V0. This is suppose V0. The load is not getting V0. What is the voltage the load is getting? V load. That you have to be very careful. Once you get V0, you should not get happy. This is the voltage that we require. This is the voltage that is the load getting. Okay, now let us calculate. If you take what will be the Vx, I can take nodal here, but you can easily say as no current is flowing through here, so it is simple voltage division. Voltage will be divided into two parts. So I am directly writing. So V into, you can take nodal here, no issue. So R2 by R1 plus R2. So once it is at Vx, this is at Vx, so this voltage is also Vx because it is negative feedback. So this voltage is Vx. Oh, there is no need of writing Y also, because this is Vx, so this voltage will be also at Vx. No need to write two things. So only with one variable it will work. So it is again Vx. This is Vx. So this voltage is also Vx. So no need to write Vy. Now if you take nodal here, what will be the nodal here? It is Vx minus V0 by load, that is suppose RL, load I have considered RL, plus Vx by R, that is equal to 0. So what we need this one, because this is my V load. So let me keep it as it is, okay, and then put Vx in terms of V. So this will be Vx minus V0 by RL should be equal to minus V by R will be there, and then R2 by R1 plus R2. There will be a minus because it is minus V0, okay. So we need what is the V load? V load is V0 minus Vx, which is minus of that one. So minus will get cancelled. So it will be V by R into R2 by R1 plus R2. Because it is V load is V0 minus Vx. So negative of this one. So if you put minus, so this minus will get cancelled and this RL will come. So what is your V load? V load is getting something of this voltage. You can see this is the amount it is getting from the op-amp, and this is its resistance. So what does it look like? It is getting some current, and that is multiplied. So from the op-amp, it is from the circuit, the voltage across the load, it is getting this much. This much. What is this much? This is current or voltage? This is current, because this into R, which will I into R will give you the voltage. That means this is the load current. So the load is getting a current of this one. This is fixed current. This will not change because input is not changing and all are fixed. So because this is a fixed current, that means it is a current source. And what is the magnitude of the current? This is the magnitude of the current. V by R, R2 by R1 plus R2. That is option D. So the load is feeling that it is getting a constant current. That's why the load is this much into this. So because this is looking like a current, so it will feel like a current source. It is fed with a current source, constant current source, whose magnitude is this. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.